Hi, everybody. Welcome to Good Day Crowdfunding. We're very excited to be here today. I'm your host, Mike Hayes. I'm also co-host of our national radio reality show, and we're really talking to kind of two groups today, so we'd like to welcome everybody. The first group are those who are interested in learning about how to raise money for anything. And if you've never heard about the words crowd and funding, that's something we're going to explain today. There's another group who are also invited, and these are people who are already crowdfunding, and we're going to talk to them about how to expand their crowdfunding outreach and how to use national mass media to reach more and more people. So we've got an exciting panel today, so let me introduce the folks that are here to help me to communicate these new concepts. First of all, we have Joshua Edwards, who is really the technical host of today's conference, and Joshua is with Maestro Conference. Joshua, welcome.
Oh, thanks, Mike. We're really proud to sponsor and support such an important initiative.
Well, we appreciate it, and we know that we've been involved in learning about crowdfunding for several years, and we wanted somebody who's kind of a little bit newer because we want to be good listeners to the community, and so we thought maybe we'd have you come in and just be a third party to listen and ask any questions that may come up. Next, we have Robin Eschler. Robin, welcome.
Hi, everybody. I'm really pleased to be here today. Thanks for asking me to join you.
Great. And finally, Tom Weiber. Tom, welcome.
Thanks. Great to be here. I'm excited.
Very good. So here's the situation, the group that we want to talk to. If you're new to crowdfunding, you know, a few short years ago, American consumers didn't even know about the word crowdfunding. Well, today our attitude is that we're here to, as I say, address two groups. One, those who are already crowdfunding and really understand it and are enjoying it or preparing to crowdfund, and those who really just are new to it and want to learn about how they can get money and how people are getting money online by crowdfunding. So the key to this whole thing is about crowdfunding success stories, because we understand a healthy skepticism, especially, you know, when you use the words human being and money in the same sentence, you tend to get a stereotype. And so we don't want anybody to be turned off by crowdfunding. We're here to be the torchbearers for something we find very exciting, that people are actually believing that crowdfunding is going to usher in a new era of unprecedented affluence into America. So if you want to know about how to raise money for a product launch or startup business, you're in the right place. If you're already crowdfunding, you want to learn about how to expand it and have more reach to increase your odds of achieving success, maximizing your success, and doing it faster, you're also in the right place. So it's for creative, it's storytelling, it's fun, it's about direct response. Now, let me go to Robin first of all. And Robin, tell me a little bit about your take of what we've been working on over these past few months, and maybe talk a little bit, if you would, about our Indiegogo campaign that we're doing ourselves, and you could talk a little bit about the webinar tutorial incubators.
Crowdfunding, for those who don't know too much about it, is something that has really come into its own, especially over the past year. Although it's been around for longer, when Obama signed the Jobs Act, it really kind of kicked crowdfunding into gear, and a lot of really exciting success stories have taken place as a result of that. Everything from millions of dollars to being raised to a few thousand to help somebody with a sick child. I got very excited about it because I've been in marketing for longer than I care to describe, and I see it as an incredible avenue for businesses, for individuals, and for causes to be able to get their message out to a large group of people that they would not otherwise be able to reach and actually generate revenue from it. So I met up with Mike and Tom, and they had the same kind of vision that I did, and as a result, we decided to create this Good Day Crowdfunding, which also includes a small component of radio reality show, but we won't talk about that right now. I think the most important thing to focus on is the fact that we are offering an incubator for people who really don't know much about crowdfunding, all the way to businesses who recognize the power of crowdfunding and want to use it to pre-launch or to pre-sell new products. So it has a great deal of flexibility and variation as to what you can use crowdfunding for. But bottom line, it's a great way to make money.
What I wanted to do was invite people to go to gooddaycrowdfunding.com. We're going to talk more about that, but write that down. That's where it all happens, and that's where you can get started. So why don't you talk a little bit, Robin, if you would, about some of the rewards that people can get, and when they go to Good Day Crowdfunding to get registered into the incubator, and then maybe you could have introduce Tom to talk a little bit about the digital health reports.
Well, I'm going to take a quick step backwards for people who are new to crowdfunding. The way that crowdfunding works is kind of, if any of you have ever been involved with PBS and supporting public broadcasting stations, they often go out and they say, okay, if you'll send us in a contribution, we will reward you, or we will send you a thank you, a product of gratitude for that contribution. This system works very much the same. So when you go in on a crowdfunding platform, as we call them, or into a campaign, you will find that there's a video that talks about the campaign, a description of what the campaign is about, what they're trying to raise money for. And then on the side, you'll see various levels of contributions that you can make to support the project, the product, the cause, whatever it is. In our case, we're trying to help people really be successful with crowdfunding, and that all starts with the foundation of what you already have going for you online, on the Internet. What is your current situation on the Internet? Do people know that you're there? Do they not know that you're there? Is your information consistent? So, Tom, I'd like you at this point in time to kind of take it away with regards to the digital health report and tell us what that contains and why it's important to crowdfunding.
Sure. Our digital health report is one of the most important pieces of information that any business owner can get their hands on. It doesn't matter if you're an existing business or you're just starting out. The digital health report is literally like a health exam that you would get for yourself, except it's for your business. The health report goes through and we collect all the data about your company that exists on the Internet. We go through all the data banks that are there. We pull out information for things like the articles that your company is mentioned in that are published, social media statements, blog comments, directories, websites, and also the most important thing, your listings, how you're listed on the Internet, how people get a hold of you, your contact information. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of places that list your business, whether you know it or not, and you need to be aware of what they are, what they look like, and how they're listing you. You'd be surprised at how many listings are incomplete or misdirected, either to nowhere or to your competition. And so the digital health report would literally pull that information out for you. It'll put it together in a 7 to 9 page, usually executive summary. And executive summaries, as you know, are supposed to be small and concise. So 7 to 9 pages means there's a lot of information about your company that is in there. We take that all and we compile it into a top page and we score it for you on a scale of 0 to 100. And that score will let you know how well you're impacting influencing your customer base. Now, the next piece of this is we tell you what the next 5 relevant steps are, the actions that you can take right now to help influence your score. The things that you should be doing to make sure you're more visible, that you're registered, and that you're looking proper out there so that people can find you. It's amazing the information that we can pull from simple blogs of people talking about your business that you could be completely unaware of. However, that information and those comments could be really positive to your marketing campaigns or the future of your product, getting your message out. And so the digital health report is, like I said, it's one of the strongest pieces of information that a business owner can get their hands on, no matter if they're an existing business or just starting out. It really is a roadmap. It tells you exactly where you're at, and it tells you exactly what your next steps are to how to influence your efforts on the internet and make yourself visible and easy to contact.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It takes about 72 hours for us to kind of crawl through the internet and find all these little pieces of information and then put it into a report for you. You know, the compilation of the data and building a report is easy. It's finding the data and going throughout the vastness of the internet to get it all and pull it all together. I mean, imagine, you know, you being mentioned on a blog in Minnesota for somebody's, you know, yoga studio or something like that. I mean, that's how detailed that we can find the information, how drilled down it is. So it takes quite a while to crawl through that internet and to find all those pieces of nuggets of information and bring it together for a report for you to see what's going on. Ratings, reviews, blog comments, all of those business listings, it's a ton of data.
Tom, so this is incredible, powerful information for businesses, whether you're a large business or a small business. I can see how incredible a report and valuable a report this would be.
So yeah, even if you score a 0 out of 100, meaning you have absolutely no impact, the bottom line is it's going to tell you what the correct step is for you to take next, and that is very powerful information, as opposed to just, you know, guessing or throwing a dart out there against a board. You know exactly what you're supposed to do, and you know why you're supposed to do it. And it's not just the next one step, it's the next 5 steps.
Let me jump in with a quick story for everybody about this, because what I realized from working with Tom on it, Tom had done one for a large corporation that we won't name, a franchise with stores all over the country. What I realized that over time we've all experimented with social media. We've tried this and that and this website, this email. We kind of left a lot of a trail of unimportant information behind. But Tom, maybe you could talk about the enterprise level that digital health report you did for the franchise company and the enormous number of missteps, misinformation, and just wrong direction information that was out there.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. You know, we had a enterprise level client. They have roughly about 300 franchises across the United States. And when we ran our enterprise version of the digital health report, we found out, surprisingly enough, this franchise that has been around for literally decades, only about 30% of their actual business listings were correct, meaning that, you know, a franchise might close or it might move locations or something like that, and people were being directed to the old location, or a new franchise location opened up, but none of the business listings were completed. And so when someone went online looking for an address or a location, they were completely misdirected, in some cases sent to the competition with a very similar name. And so, you know, that's why we're saying even if you're an existing business that's been around for years, your information in your listings can very easily be chopped up. And so part of this whole process is the validation of making sure that everything is linking properly in your business listings, that your addresses are the same. It really comes down to minute level things, like if the word street, S-T-R-E-E-T, is spelt out on one listing, but it's just S-T on another listing, they don't validate. And validation is what helps you become very visible in your organic searching and those types of things. And so, you know, even on this enterprise edition, when you're looking at 300 franchises across the country, and only 30% of them are listed correctly, that's a huge, huge branding problem. It's a huge marketing problem, and it's a huge problem for that enterprise client that's looking for a real solution. And so, you know, we're working with them right now to get things adjusted. I'm looking forward to reporting in the months ahead of what those results will be, because I think it'll be pretty interesting. I mean, they're very excited that we could pull this data together for them and really provide them a solution to a serious problem.